a unique opportunity for anime and manga fans. If you're a One Piece fan, I'm sure you'd love to draw your favorite characters. Now you can get 2 amazing books for free. The first book will teach you drawing techniques, and the second one will show you how to create art directly on your phone without even needing to draw. You'll be able to create stunning virtual artwork just like the one on your screen right now. Both books are completely free if you act fast and click the link in the description. Don't waste time. This is a one-of-a-kind opportunity. Hey there, pirates. Welcome aboard the Anime No Me channel. During One Piece, Chapter 1126, we see that Shanks caught up to Bartolomeo shortly after another location had the red-haired pirate's flag burned. As expected, Bartolomeo and his crew were powerless against the overwhelming strength of the Yonko. However, this marked the moment when Bartolomeo was defeated, and yet another ally of Luffy, this time a crew member of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, was completely destroyed, bringing Bartolomeo closer to Luffy at this time. I hope for your support to help our crew win, and to do so, you just need to click the thumbs up button, leave a like, and subscribe to the channel. By doing this, you will win an incredible devil fruit, so just comment which fruit you want. Guys, Bartolomeo has a frightening obsession with Luffy, and after joining the Straw Hat Pirates' Grand Fleet, Bartolomeo became even more excited, doing everything he could to help his captain Luffy become the Pirate King, even fighting a Yonko. Since then, Bartolomeo has caused significant trouble for Shanks, leading Shanks to develop a great hatred for this pirate, to the point of pursuing him across the seas, seeking revenge. Shanks even temporarily gave up looking for Luffy just to find Bartolomeo. In fact, Shanks is determined to take Bartolomeo's life at any cost. At the end of the Wano arc, one of the most emotional and impactful moments occurred when Shanks approached the country of Wano. The purpose of his visit was to scare Admiral Ryokugyu, one of the Marine admirals who was on a mission to capture Luffy a week after the great battle at Onigashima. Although Shanks and his crew were interested in meeting Luffy, Shanks made it very clear that such a meeting wouldn't happen at that moment. Surprisingly, he revealed that he was looking for Bartolomeo, one of the captains of the Straw Hat Grand Fleet, who had been causing problems for him. However, it was only in Chapter 1126 of the One Piece manga that we were shown the consequences of Bartolomeo's actions after he once again escalated the rivalry between Shanks and Luffy, though it's important to note that this rivalry only exists in Bartolomeo's mind. About a month before the current events of the manga, while Luffy and his companions were still recovering from the battles of Wano, Bartolomeo arrived at Gartel. Gartel is an island in the New World that was under Shanks' territory, and like in many other places, Bartolomeo simply burned the red-haired pirate's flag that was there, directly defying the Yonko in Luffy's name, who had also become a Yonko by this time, adding even more weight to the act. But it was also in Gartel that Shanks managed to track down and personally confront Bartolomeo. The battle was so quick that it wasn't even shown to us in the chapter. We only saw Bartolomeo surrendering, immediately agreeing to protect his crew. I had mentioned before that Shanks wasn't chasing Bartolomeo because he was interfering with the status and prestige accumulated by the Yonko, but primarily because burning Shanks' flag meant that the location would be credited as being under the Straw Hat Pirates' control, who didn't yet have much esteem in the world. This would allow ill-intentioned pirates to attack, endangering the people living there. Not only that, but other islands still under Shanks' protection could be attacked by others, thinking those attacks would go unpunished. Shanks confirmed everything we had already suspected here on the channel. He told Bartolomeo that many islands and crews trust in his flag, and if he ignored Bartolomeo's actions, people would stop believing in his symbol, meaning Shanks' friends and allies would become targets. Bartolomeo even apologized for his actions, saying he hadn't thought the consequences would be so severe. But what shocked fans the most was that he was given a way out. He would be spared if he betrayed Luffy by putting a liquid that would kill the pirate into his drink. This way, with the immense grief felt by Bartolomeo's leader, his crew would be forgiven. It was obvious, however, that Bartolomeo would never agree to such a thing. Instead, he chose to drink the entire liquid himself and pay for the mistakes he had made, saying that Luffy had never asked him to do any of this, and he couldn't accept that the person he admired most in the world would be blamed for his actions. That was the end of Bartolomeo, who said his goodbyes to his friends. In reality, it was all a test. The Barto Club was released by the red-haired pirates, and Shanks, already out of sight of the rival pirates, laughed approvingly at Bartolomeo's loyalty to Luffy. However, Shanks had previously said that allowing the flag burning to go unpunished would weaken what his symbol represented. As a result, the friends he had made during his travels through the New World would be in danger. So, while Bartolomeo and his crew sailed far from the island of Gartel, Yasopp, from a distance, prepared a single shot that sank the entire enemy ship in a massive explosion. At that moment, it was stated that they hadn't been seen for about a month, and we don't know if they survived. And that's a good thing, and I'll explain why. For those who don't remember, recently some of Luffy's allies have gone through similar situations. Law was defeated by Blackbeard, and Kid, who went after Shanks, suffered an easy defeat, where his entire crew sank, just like Bartolomeo's. Since that time when we saw the comments suggesting it's unknown if there were any survivors, we haven't fully understood the extent of the damage caused to Kid and Law. However, now, with Bartolomeo, we've seen that this phrase doesn't mean anything definitive. After all, Usopp's father, Usopp, only mentioned that they were giving them a small lesson. In other words, aside from the issues stemming from the fact that this crew includes devil fruit users, like Bartolomeo himself, it was an attack they could easily survive. After all, Shanks' crew is more than capable of assessing the strength of their opponents. So, now we know that they could have survived as well, and that's great. However, another point we need to consider is that Shanks attacked a loyal friend of Luffy. From his very first appearance, Bartolomeo has shown unwavering devotion to Luffy and the Straw Hat Pirates. His devotion was so strong that he didn't hesitate to plant the Straw Hat Pirates flag on islands previously claimed by Shanks. And that wasn't even the craziest thing he did for Luffy. While participating in the tournament that was taking place in Dressrosa, Bartolomeo overheard a man criticizing Luffy, which infuriated him. Bartolomeo then crushed the man with his barrier. After immobilizing that competitor, Bartolomeo cut off his tongue, showing that he couldn't tolerate anyone speaking disrespectfully about Luffy. In this way, he demonstrated immense loyalty to Luffy, who didn't even know he existed at the time. After that, they grew closer, with Bartolomeo fighting more than once for Luffy. In the end, he drank the sake to become part of the Grand Fleet, even though Luffy never asked anyone to do so. Now that I've summarized what happened in the past and the bond between them, we need to talk about the future. After all, Luffy will eventually find out about what happened, and we can imagine two immediate possible reactions from Luffy upon learning what went down between Shanks and Bartolomeo. The first possibility is that the Straw Hat Pirate would simply laugh at the whole situation, admiring even more the strength of Shanks' crew, especially Usopp for having defeated an entire powerful crew with a single move. This is because, as Bartolomeo himself mentioned, Luffy never asked him to attack Shanks' crew's honor in his name. In fact, Bartolomeo decided to do that on his own. Luffy would likely think that Bartolomeo was just dealing with a situation he created for himself. That was today's content. We hope you liked it and want to share your opinion on the subject. Don't forget to share the video, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay amazing.